We got a new song in the building. Epic song. Sometimes I'm depending on the mood. We got different moods going on. Right now I'm in the electronica mood and it's a nice song. It's a nice song. Let's play this out real quick before we get on to the show, but it's a pleasure to see y'all. It's a pleasure to see y'all. Let's go. It's a pleasure to see y'all. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Today is a glorious day. Today's a glorious day. Today, the temperature wasn't as hot today, so it felt really nice. Let me so you guys can see my handsome face a little bit more, but I want you to see the light. Oh no. All right. Today was a good and cool day. And I had my first intern today, guys. I had my first intern for me and my company, and it was cool. It was cool. It's a challenge that I never would have imagined actually anytime this soon. Let me start the recording. You never know when I'll need to post this. And I was just like, cool. I'm learning something new today. I'm learning how to be a boss. It's Boss Up Season 2026, and I'm learning how to be a boss. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting to say the least. Very interesting to say the least. But if you don't know who I am, I'm your boy, Trayvon Suki, in the ma freaking building. And it's a pleasure to see y'all. And today we are actually going to talk about why I hate being home. Does that soundbite work? Not really, but hey, that's the only soundbite I got right now. But it's why I hate being home, but it comes more than just why I hate being home, because the irony is that home is where the heart is, right? However, um, at the end of the stream, you'll understand exactly what I mean, and you might feel something similar about your situation or your journey, and the things that kind of remind you of the brutal reality of things. So, if you can't hear me well, that's let me know. And if you rock with this handsome face, go ahead and donate to the Cash App or the Venmo on the live. At the what's it called it profile on the screen. And I'm gonna include link. Do I have a link to down so you can donate? I gotta figure out the link so you can donate. Don't do this for free, guys. However, if I could bring a lot of value to you guys, it still matters. It still matters. That's why I still show up, even though I haven't filled out rooms of 1,000+ people yet. Trust and believe that day is coming. That day is coming. Give me 5 more years, guys. Give me 5 more years. And that kind of jumps into the reason why I hate being home. So, this past weekend, as you know, was July 4th. America turned 250 years. Impressive. Let's give an applause to America. A grand applause to America. And if someone's turning 250 years or something is turning 250 years, and it's hard to say, the term is called semi-quin, semi-quincentennial. Semi-quincentennial. That's 250. Yeah, 200 years. Most countries don't even make it that far. And if they do, they're a little cooked. Shout out to France and England. They are cooked. And I even talked to a UK man this past weekend, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the UK is cooked." So, oof, send it, send it. Shout out to the Redcoats, though. Shout out to the Redcoats. So, America turned 250th, and during this entire week, during this entire, actually last 2 weeks, special events have been happening. And actually, in the Baltimore Harbor, one of the oldest cities in America, Baltimore Harbor, they had an air show to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America. So I decided to take my son. So I'd bring my son, my little boy. He joined me, and he was just like, "Yeah, whatever, you know." He always does cool stuff with me. He just, you don't appreciate it, right? Because that's literally your life, doing cool stuff. So I'm standing in the Baltimore Harbor. Jets are cutting through the sky, bro. We had the not the red apples, the red apples. We had the Royal Air Force with their red planes. We had the French pilots out there, and of course we had many different pilots out from the Americas, from the Northern Americas. The Blue Angels are the most famous around the country. They're doing jet stunts with their F-16s. I think they're like 3 or 4 generations behind, but it's still kind of crazy them shooting through the air, right? Um, you can see the shockwaves of these jets, this things coming off of them. And actually, I'm gonna show you guys some footage of what I saw. I was like, bro, this is insane. Crowd is in awe, like, oh my god, what is that? Like, bro, it's nuts. Let me pull up some. Give me a second. How do I fix this? There we go. All right, bet. I know how to use that. Let me see. Webcam. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Desktop audio, display capture. Is it display capture? You know, guys, when I don't stream often, this always happens. Boop. This always happens. Let's see. I want to show you guys some footage, right? Oh, game capture. No, I want display capture. No, that's not what I want either. I want window capture. There we go. Yep. Found it. Show you guys some footage of what I was able to see. We do it live. Can't say I don't do it live. Because then you a goddamn liar if you say I don't do it live. All right, so look at this. Check this shit out. Oof. Hold up, guys. Hold up for a second. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. That boy, that boy Azrael snuck outside without me even noticing. But I couldn't. And he wanted to hang out with the neighbors next door. But I was just like, I can't do that right now because your boy's got to work in some way, shape, or form, right? So how I'm working? I got to stream. I got to stream. I got to stream. Let me know if you guys can see this well. If you guys can't see it well, let me know. Try to figure this out. What is this behind the scenes? Pretty sure you guys can see like two things. What the fuck? What is going on? Oh my god, I gotta learn how to use a software, bro. I gotta use a software. Shit. As he always trolling me. Ain't that the truth? That man lives to troll me, bro. So, back to the whole point. We're over Baltimore. We're in Baltimore. We're in the harbor, having a great time. And like I said, you just see these engines roaring, bro. Look at this. Look at that crap. Damn. Damn, bro. Like what? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Hold on. How do I get rid of this? I got rid of that. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys also. How do I window capture? That's what I want. I want the window capture. I want you guys to see everything I'm doing in this window. Oh, of course it don't pop up. Of course it don't pop on the stream for you guys. What is going on, bro? We do it live. We do it live. We do it live. All right, and I'll do it live. Bro. All right. Maybe the view. Maybe I can view it this way. Does it allow me to do like a... No, it doesn't allow you to do that. So instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the... Of course, it doesn't allow you to do this. Guys, I'm struggling right now. Let's go. Let's do one more video then. Let's do one more video of the... Did I capture a lot of video? I don't think so. All right, did I do it live? Here we go. Crazy. Crazy. And then I want to show you guys a carousel of photos, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that. If I do this, and I do this. All right, that works. I think that works. Game capture. Let's do that right here. Bro, I got this big ass monitor and I'm not using it to its fullest capabilities. Get out of here, bro. There we go. Bro. And where is OBS? I just had it. And I think I got it, guys. Oh, I think I got it. Give me a second. We got Boom. There we go. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Give me a second. We are getting somewhere. Okay, then we got the display capture. What I want you to capture? I want you to capture the pixel window. Yes. Yes. Got it. Hey, let's go. Shout out to me. Let's go. All right. Let me see if you guys can see the pictures now. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. What is this? I don't know what this hell this is. Oh, yeah. Oh. And Bucks, if you got any critiques, obviously, let me know. Boom. Yeah. Let's go. Unsorted tall ships. I don't need that. So let me put that right here. There we go. All right. We are set. No more. Wait, can you guys see me besides my handsome face? Can you guys see me? I think you can. If you can't, let me know. If the volume is bad, let me know. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to my technical difficulties. This caveman is learning how to use technology rapidly. All right. So like I said, we in the middle of Baltimore, right? Let me put on some last thing. Let me put on some music for you guys. Some sick. You guys might not be able to hear that. If you can't hear it, that's. Yeah, I'm number one, and if you can't hear that, that's fine. I need to balance my voice versus this music, right? So yeah. Anyways, 1 2 1 2, we good to go. And so there we are. Like I said, middle of the harbor. Take my boy out. Look at him. Look at this handsome guy. Look at him. Yes, I'm gonna show off my son. Yeah. Look at that boy. Look at this boy. Let me delete this. I don't need that. Look at this guy. Caught this boy in.
Any closer? We're not getting any closer.
Caught this boy in the harbor. Look at those ships in the background, dude. Look at those ships. Naval ships. Big battalions. They go boom, boom, and bang, bang. You feel me? And then I had this vision in my head. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna make sure I get a photo with Azzy, and the jets are gonna be flying in the background. Like, that is everything. Yeah. When he finally has a cell phone, I'm gonna put this as his contact photo. Look at this guy. Let me show you real quick. Look at this. Look at this. Where's the look at this. This photo is everything. Everything. Just a few more pounds I gotta lose on this side, right? Just a few more pounds, but bro, this photo is everything, man. The culmination of 10 years of hard ass work. And clearly, look at him. Look at this guy. Unimpressed. Fucking blows me, bro. Oh my god. This is the one I was looking for. Hold on. I think I got a better one. Look at that. That boy with the engine, with the roaring. Oh, I did get one with us in that with a. Look at this with the engines in the background. 4. You can't beat that, bro. You can't beat that, bro. Like, there's no way. Like, you can't beat that, bro. Look at this photo. This photo is legendary. Oh, even better. Look at this shot. Look at that. They made a whole Diamond. A yo. That's all I gotta say. Sometimes you gotta feel what you don't want to feel. Just to know crazy. Look at the crowd, guys. Look at the crowd. People showed out. There ain't no baddies though. I ain't gonna hold. There was like maybe like 3 or 4. Oh, actually, that's a lie. Let me go back. Hold up, full camera. This little fine little mulatto girl. I was like, oh my gosh, she showed out. I was like, damn. Shout out to her. But anyways, that's this. Look at this. Number 6. Oh yeah. Bro was, look at that. Bro was killing it. Nuts. Afterburners. And that's my boy. Hey, oh! This joint is fire! What? This joint is fire! And yes, this is what it's like when your dad actually likes you. He actually does this behind the scenes. If you don't got a dad that likes you, I kind of get it. My dad likes me, but he don't definitely show this. You know. But if you don't got a dad like that likes you like this, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Just take the energy that I'm doing this and just and put it upon yourself. But this joint is cool, man. These are the moments. Look at this joint. Boom. Nice. Oh, joy. So we have all these scenes, we have all these things, and you see how I'm jumping for joy, having a good time with my boy. And then I'm thinking like, damn, this is one of these moments, man. Like, these are one of these moments. Like, this is what I die for. And then we go home, we get something to eat, we get some spot from a Mediterranean place, and we're driving home. And I walk through that door and I'm like, I hate it here, bro. I hate it here. I hate being home. Man. So, how does that go from all that joy and to I hate being home? Because this joy was just a stark reminder of my bittersweet failures and successes. All right. So, again, how does this make all sense? Look, when I was 16 and 17 years old, I wanted to be a jet fighter pilot. I wanted to be the guy roaring through the skies, just like this, man. I wanted to join the Navy. I had a whole plan. I wanted to join the Air Force. I wanted to, figure this stuff out. And I was like, I want to be that guy. I want to be Top Gun. I've always wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid. And shout out to my brother. My brother's no longer with me. But when I was a kid, I said I wanted to be a pilot, and I wanted to go so he took me to air shows. We had Andrews Air Force Base, which is like 40 minutes away from my house. And so being in this area and being that in DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and then being that close to one of the biggest Air Force bases in America, it's kind of a privilege because all the time I'm seeing jets fly over my house. You see big ass cargo planes from the military, and you see Air Force One in the air all the time. Matter of fact, my gym is even closer to the Air Force. So during these last 2-3 weeks, actually the last month, they were practicing these jet flights over Andrews Air Force Base, which covers the entire southern, this little area in like Suitland, Maryland. So I'm coming out from the gym and I see, and I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. So when I was a kid, My brother when I wanted to be I wanted to be a pilot, and my brother would take me to air shows. Um, and you know, you don't realize, and then it wasn't until in high school, like later in high school, and I realized like, yo, like, oh, this is a process. Actually, it didn't really dawn on me until I was in ROTC because I never went to ROTC in high school. Went to ROTC in college. And it dawned on me like how difficult it really is. I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. Like, I'll just go to the Air Force, become a pilot. Ain't no, it's not gonna be a big deal. Um, but when I got into the ROTC, they were like, no, bro, like your grades had to be top. Like they pick the best of the best to be pilots. Grades got to be on point. Fitness got to be on point. Like your studies got to be on point. Like, and I was like, oh, r- really? I did not know that. I did not know that. I did not know any of that. Um, and so, but during that time, I never went did any extracurriculars. My parents just said go to school, get good grades, but I was never in anything extra. I was never in anything extra. I was never in like I was never put into sports. My mom always kept me home, and like it was just one of those things. I was like, damn, like I was not set up for success. I was not set up for success at all. Um, one second. Guess who decided to join us, guys? um, this guy, this boy just missed the sign of me. What's up? I'm busy. You got to. You got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait. Look at him. You got to wait, man. Oi, you gonna hang out with me, or you gonna go upstairs? What you want to do? What are you gonna do? You gonna hang out with me, or you gonna go upstairs? You make your pick. You want to hang out with me, or no? You want to go upstairs? I guess he'll go upstairs. I don't know. Anyways, boom. And then I'm around some really cool people. When I finally get to ROTC, I finally figure out how difficult it really is. And then like it was dope. It was around people that I've never been around before. I grew up in a predominantly black and Hispanic area. When I finally get to college, it was an eye opener. Like I'm around like white people and black people and Asians and it's a lot more diverse, obviously, because University of Maryland is a really diverse school. You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. Thank you. I went to my first gun range because of this ROTC camp. I've always wanted to go to a gun range. Mind you, I'm like 17, 18 at the time. So, um, and it was like awesome. We went to the NRA range in Virginia. I got to shoot ARs, shotguns, pistols. Like it was dope, bro. And I was like, man, this is a really cool set of people. Funny story, right? We're at the gun range. We're at the gun range, and we're doing like our preliminary like talk. So sit down, how to handle the firearms and all that. And I'm the only black guy at this time moment. I'm the only black guy at this moment, right? So she puts the guns in front of us, or it was this handgun. She put the guns in front of us, and and I'm the only one sitting down. Everyone else is standing behind me. And she puts the gun down and she's just like, "All right, guys, this is how you hold it. All right, so we'll do this." She was like, "We do not do this," and I'm cracking up. And everyone was thinking the same thing. He's like, "We're cracking up." It's like, "You would get the black guy to do that." Dude, we're cracking up. But yo, we go into the range after after our debrief. Come in, boom, 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 shooting everything. I'm like, wow, this is cool. Meet some really cool people. Oof, I gotta tell you, like, there was this Fine Russian girl. I will never forget her name. Her name was Keldiarova. That was her last name. I'll never remember. I don't remember her first name, but Keldiarova. Fine Russian girl. Oh my god, that was my RTC crush. Yay tall, bro. Yay tall. Maybe like 5'3", 5'4". Sweet as a button. Yo, and she had this like thick Russian accent, and I was like, "How they let the Russian in ROTC? Make that make sense, bro. Make that make sense." But yo, girl was hardworking, fast as hell. She could outrun, sweet as a button. And like, I remember one time we were leaving RTC, and it was like I think it was a Friday. Leaving RTC like after like PT and like Friday PT because you had to do PT at least twice a week, I think. Um, and bro, like, so we were late. We were just chatting, getting to know each other, and she walked me to my car, and I choked. I was just like, "Yo, this is like one of the finest girls I've ever spoken to." Like, and when I look back, Kelly Arova wasn't like super fine, but she was good looking. And like, I'm fresh out of high school, still a lamey, not getting any girls, and I'm still doing that, right? So I'm just like, well, I choked, right? But Kelly Arova was so sweet. She was so sweet. And boom, that semester stopped. Stay with me, guys. I know I'm along with it. That semester stopped though, and I stopped going to ROTC for that semester. And I was trying to figure out the money. I was trying to figure out the money. Like, how am I going to afford the semester? How am I going to do the things I need to do? And I was trying to figure it out. So I said, all right, damn it, I can't afford this. Looking back on it, I was dumb to say that because I spent way more money on my dreams at way later in life. But when you don't have money back then, every single dollar think matters, or it feels like it matters when $2,000 is not really anything, right? In the grand scheme of life. So I stopped doing that. And instead of messing with Kelly Arova, I started messing with some girl who I had no business messing with. I had no business messing with. Um, Low quality. I'm just gonna be real. Low quality, not the person I should be with. Um, Wrong crowd, and she's a girl that's not moving in any right direction. And at that point, because I'm like kind of desperate at that point, like I'm like, damn, like nothing's going right for me. Let me find a girl, like, or I guess rather, sex was on the mind, right? And I was like, well, I'll find get some girl who's doing this, and it's obviously more depth than that, but and the overarching thing is like, all right, fuck it, like I'm messing with some girl, not really focusing, and I can see even patterns in my life. My life was not dealing with this girl because of low quality. I'm starting to do low quality things, and I'm not taking my life seriously, and I'm making sacrifices of that are definitely not worth it. Um, and but it is what it is. It is what it is. You knew, and I saw the duality. I saw what I was dealing with, but I was I was ignoring it. I was ignoring it, and she gets pregnant. The girl gets pregnant, and I'm like, wow, this fucking sucks. What do I do now? Super fucking tough. Super fucking tough. And I'm like, wow. And of course, she wants to keep it because the poor ones always keep it. Remember that, fellas. The poor ones always keep it. And well, I'm like, fuck it. Well, what do I do now? And then, I'm trying to figure this out. By the way, I'm gaining all this weight. I got to deal with this shit. I'm spending money on things to try to figure this out because I was like, well, if this baby's mine, I got to figure shit out, right? Because I don't want to leave the child out of the out to die because I know that this woman is not mentally prepared, physically prepared, or even capable of making sure this child will succeed in life. And reality smacked me so fucking hard, so fucking fast, bro. And I was like, and it's crazy because even a few months before, I was like, Nick, you better leave this girl. What the fuck are you doing staying around? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I didn't listen to it. I listened to desperation. I listened to all this other bullshit. And RTC calls me back for after semester. They're like, "Yo, you coming back? Like, what's going on?" And I was like, "Nah, man. Um, my girl is pregnant." And one of the requirements for RTC was if you're not married and you have a child, you gotta drop. You can't have a child in it. And I told them, they were like, "Damn. Well, unfortunately, you can't continue the program. So good luck." And everything that I was trying to build or go in the direction of being a fighter jet pilot just fucking gone. Just like that, bro. Just like that. Just like that. So now what is that? How does that story relate? Well, you just saw him. You just saw him. You saw the decision of 10 years later. And I mean, at the same time, some people will say this is fucked. I mean, some people will say that's fucked up. Or, I mean, quite frankly, though, I really don't care what people say because they've never even helped me change a goddamn diaper. I mean, I barely even care what my mom says about my parenting and all that. And I'm like, she's helped me change diapers. I wouldn't have been able to do it without her. But even then, I'm like, who the fuck? Who cares, bro? You're not helping. You're not me. You're not leading my path. Like, it is what it is. It's the dark side of reality. Like, you can, like, your life can literally be like, all right, I'm trying, and trying. And it's like, you decide not to continue working on yourself, or you get distracted, or something happens, but it's all falls back on you. And you're like, damn, I got to eat shit now. So 10 years later, though, 10 years later, I'm back at the air show. I'm back at the air show in Baltimore. They haven't had one in Baltimore for years. I mean, like, come on, think about the logistics. You're flying jets over the Baltimore harbor. If anything happened, if one jet makes one mishaps, boom, you're crashing into buildings. People are dying. Streets are being flooded. Like, it's going to be rough. So to see that they magically pulled this off is kind of like intense. So I'm there zipping over my head, shock waves, like I said, engines piercing the air, acrobatics. I look down at as he's smiling and playing in the sand, bro. And I'm like, damn, look where life takes you. Look where life takes you. Like, I still have that sting, like, even just being there. And even now, man, sometimes, like, I still have that sting of being, that sting of, like, being a pilot. Like, and it's still there, but it's not sharp anymore. It's not sharp anymore. It's just a dull pain. Yo, phone, you're not bringing me money right now. Shut up. But I appreciate you. But you got to put on silent. Ain't no girls texting me or ain't no money coming in. So relax, bro. But like, yo, the sharp pain is no longer there. That dull pain is of acceptance is just there. And it sits there quietly. But it's like, yo, you made your bed, now you gotta lay in it, bro. You gotta lay in it. And you gotta put the covers on, because if not, you're gonna be cold as hell. Sorry, cold as ice in that bed. So what you gonna do about it? But that's okay. That part's okay. Like, that's part of life, because 5 years into the journey, or six, was it 5 or 6? He was born in 2015. 6 years later, almost 6 years later, 2021. Shout out to Mickey freaking Bucks and Brother Bacola in the building. Appreciate you watching the stream, bro. because it always goes a lot of you always got to give credit where credit is due to the people, the homies that got you back, man. Because 2021, I got my first drone. Like I said in the last stream, I bought one after Buck showed me. I was like, get out of here. Get out of here. You can fly these things? Get the fuck out of here. Something reignites. I can be my pilot in my own world now. I might not be able to fly F-16s, but we flying DJI Air 2Ss. You feel me? You feel me? We flying DJI Air 2Ss. And I'm about to pull up some footage in the meantime as I'm talking and looking. But we flying jets, bro. We flying our own type of jets now. And sometimes you can't get the dream that you really want. But sometimes you can carve out a dream from that dream. I at first I had a nightmare. And then it slowly turned into, oh, this is not a nightmare, it's reality. But now the reality is starting to feel like a small dream. Because you got to make do with what you got. And settling isn't always bad. Settling isn't always bad. Yeah, I had to settle for my circumstance, but sometimes it's not bad, especially when you reframe it. Right. And then after the soaring is like kicking in at a certain point, almost at the end, before I got home, before I drove back home, but when I got at the end of the air show, I said to myself, how rich do I have to get to fly an F-16? Because I might not be able to do it as a military guy. The cutoff age for the military is 42. I think the cutoff age for a pilot is 36. I can do some research real quick. But how rich do I have to be able to afford a fighter jet pilot? And then who do I have to talk to ask for permission to fly said fighter jet pilot? It's not impossible. It's improbable. But one thing money can do is shit. It can do a lot. Let me see. Let's look up real quick. I almost cursed on my phone. Let me see. Cutoff age to be a pilot. The mandatory retirement age for frontline fighter pilots in the U.S. is typically 42 and 52. However, many pilots leave the cockpit for ground or instructor roles in their late 30s as the physical demands increase. Oh, man. So 42, you got to retire, or by 52, right? But it just gets harder and harder on the body. I mean, I still try, at least once. But then I was like, yo, how do I become rich enough to do this? And then before leading up to the days, funny enough, I saw a few articles pop up on my Google stream, and it was just like how I saw Miss Maryland, little cute little white girl, and this fishing content creator. He makes fishing content literally, bro, on YouTube and TikTok. Bro, these guys got to be co-pilots in the Blue Angels. I was like, what? Like, I saw the article. I said, get out of here. So you telling me before I even afford it, I was like, so if I become a massive YouTuber, you gonna tell me that they're gonna invite me to be a co-pilot? Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Then I was like, okay, so the answer is I got to build enough clout, become a big enough name, and use that to get to become a fighter jet pilot in a co-pilot seat. Oh, we getting there, bro. We getting there. Like, and it's not gonna be just a joyride. Like, it's gonna be like in the air show. I'm shooting big. Like, I'm going to be a co-pilot in the air show, vlogging this joint. And you guys are gonna be like, he did it. He vlogged this joint for real. Like, he really did. And the dream is still alive in some way, shape, or form, but it's just evolved into a different pathway. All right, so let me wrap up real quick because I got to go to the gym. Like, so I walked through that door after we get dinner, had a good time, you know, having a great time. Walked through that door, and I immediately hate being back home. I hate being back home. It feels like nothing's changed. As soon as I literally walk through the door, bro, my mom is complaining about absolutely nothing. I don't even remember what she was complaining about. I was just like, yo, I literally just came back and she complaining about some dumb shit, something small that she just complained loud as hell about. And I'm like, I just had a great time with my son at the air show. And I'm like, shit, bro. I moved back with my mom because of this. Well, because of many other reasons. Because I gotta rebuild. Because I gotta rebuild. I come back to the lab, and I'm like, bro, I feel like a fucking loser, bro. I'm nowhere where I want to be, man. I'm not flying fucking jets. Like, I was like, bro, this shit's brutal. I make sure as he's good, I go bathe him, make sure the little guy's ready to go to bed or whenever he wants to because it's a Saturday. And I was like, let me get my fat ass in the gym. I went to the gym, and this is proof. Look at that date 06/28. So this was 2 weeks ago. And this is the reason I'm in there doing the warm up squats. I'm in the gym. Get my fat ass in there. Oh, and this is the purple line. That's a whole nother story. In the gym, bro. I go from this to this. Oh, you guys can't even see. Hold up. Hold up. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. The delay must be crazy. I go from this to this. We going to the gym. I get my fat ass in the gym. Going through the motions, and I'm feeling like, and I'm like, all right, I bust out a fantastic leg day, bro. And I leave feeling good. And I was like, one day at a time, man. One day at a freaking time. And then now that my emotions are settled, and I'm good to go. I'm like, I come back home, see my boy sleeping because I came home pretty late. It was like I came back home like almost 11 o'clock because it was about an hour and a half in the gym, almost two. 1:45 because I went to the sauna as well because you always got to go to the sauna. If you got one, you always got to go to the sauna. It's free. Well, it's in your membership. And then I look back home and I'm like, I'm like, damn, look what I actually have built in 5 years from the drone till now. My 5 year anniversary was June was sometime in June for my camera. My 5 year anniversary for my drones was May 16th, and my FPV was April. So it's been 3 years in FPV, and then 2 and 5 years in both the other two. And I look around, I'm like, look what I built, bro. Look what I built. Like, dude, I'm about to show you guys. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys. Give me a second. Let me show you guys that's the tall ships. I'm about to show you guys something real quick. Maturing the studio. Where is it? Here we go. Check this shit out, guys. Pictures. I went from this. You guys can't even see. Hold up 1 second. Huh? Why not showing? Um, technical difficulties per usual. Window capture. Here we go. You can't even see the goddamn picture. We do it live. We're all right, and we do it live. Look at this. This is the studio at the beginning of this year when I said, I got to figure this. I got to clean up. It's time to mature. Time to mature. It is time to mature. I went from this to this. And I look back and I'm like, yo, this was just in February. This was just in February. And we'll do a whole stream on that as well. But I went from that to this. Can't even see it. Give me a second. Why is it not? Why is it not working? Bro, I'm going to figure this out. Don't trust and believe. I'm going to figure this out one day. I don't know how I'm going to figure it out, but I'm going to figure this out. Natural greens green. I'm ahead, right? That's so you would think. Figure this out. Oh, here we go. I went from this. I figured it out just before though. Here we go. I went from that to this, and then the final product, this. The whole point is I come back and you sometimes you just got to take a step back, go to the gym, work out, figure this out, and then you look back and be like, yo, like now that my head is level and clear. Look what I've built. Look what I've built. Like you got to sometimes just say, yo, I'm grateful for being in this position because you just got to work through it. You got to work through it. The renovations here. I'm organizing my stuff. I'm finally feeling like I can breathe in this space now. Let me do it one more time, guys. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this. And this is why, and you know what's funny? You can always use romance as a catalyst to do stuff. Because I remember the girl I was talking to at a time, she said to me, she's like, I hate being in your office. And I told her, and I looked at her and I was like, I do too. I do too. She told me at the beginning of this year or the ending of last year. And I was like, I do too. And I've been wanting to kind of do something about it. But I was just like, you know what? That was like the last coal in the fire I needed to start that locomotive engine. I was like, I've been meaning to do this for a while. And now that I finally have the free time to do it, I went from this chaos to this sexiness. Look at this. And I might not be where I want to be because the office is the next level of the office, bro. You guys gonna be like, this dude is in floor to ceiling windows. I don't know if I'm gonna have a house or apartment. I haven't decided just yet. Either way, natural light coming in. Background gonna be crazy because I'm gonna get my boy Bucks to like design the joint for me because that boy's good with the RGB lights. And it's gonna be lit in every single way possible. But even right now, what I have is still really nice. It might not be where I want to be yet, but where I am is pretty awesome. And some people are making content and they're doing great stuff. They don't even have anything like me, what I have. So I got to be very grateful that I was able to help create this. I got some really good insight from people and the help along the way. Um, because at least I have a home, a place to rest, to regroup, recharge, reassert myself, redress myself, bring the girls home. And this is where I'm building. So like I said, it's the semi quincentennial. Try saying that 10 times in a row or even 5 times. The semi quincentennial, which means 250th, America's 250th birthday. A country born from mistakes, dark history, unfinished businesses, compromises, W's in many different ways, shapes, or form. And if you don't know the history of how we even got here, because everything is always built off of something. I'm not sure if you know that the founding fathers and all the people that created this country is still pretty sick. It's still pretty lit. And they studied the Babylonians, they studied the ancient Greeks, they studied the ancient Romans, the Egyptians, and all these other civilizations that came before it. And it was just like, how do we take all that good and try to figure it out? Those lessons and ask, how do we do better? 250 years later, it's still imperfect. But it's still standing and it's still building. I was in the center of it. I mean, again, being one of the oldest cities in America, Baltimore, Maryland. And that story mirrors to still today. You know, even America has had to make its own bed. They had to lie in it. It ain't perfect, especially coming from a first generation. I'm able to see both sides of the coin. I'm able to take my feelings out of it, all of it. I'm able to see human beings for what they are and how they're just really trying to figure shit out. Whether you're black, white, Asian, or Hispanic, it don't really matter. All civilizations in every single parts of the globe have slaughtered one another and also have done great things for their own people. It doesn't change. As the good old book of the Bible says, ain't nothing new under the sun, and it's damn sure true. I got a whole story about that next time. How history does repeat itself just in different forms. And even your own self, if you don't know your own history and the things you look at and be like, yo, like I'm imperfect, how do I figure this out? You are bound to repeat those same mistakes again. Because guess what? I could have 3 baby mamas, 3 kids, if I didn't learn from the first one. God forbid they all had disabilities. Oh my God. I would literally be bald. I would literally be bald. Like that is a lot of stress. One is already enough. I'd be bald as hell. And I got lucky for even the circumstances that I am facing. But you got to celebrate anyways and overcome anyways. Whether you choose to do it or not, hey man, you accept that mission or not. But, shout out to good old America. Shout out to the African continent for being the black blood that I am. And shout out to the Indian continent for being the Indian blood that I am. And you culminate here, and you make do with what you got, bro. Make do with what you got. So, home ain't perfect, bro, but it's what you make out of it. It's what you make out of it. I appreciate you guys for joining my stream. I hope you learned something from today. I hope you got something from it. I hope it helps you reflect on something that you're kind of going through, something similar. You might feel like a failure, but hey, man, if you just, I think that's part of it. That's part of it. That's part of the journey. You might be like, damn, I wish it had taken me there. But the whole thing is you got to keep on going. You got to keep on pivoting. There's an old saying, um, you make a plan and God laughs at it. And I'm paraphrasing that, but that's damn near what it's called. Like you make a plan, and you're like, oops, I thought I had it covered. Nah, that's not it at all, bro. That's not it at all. But I think that's the beauty in it itself. You get to really appreciate that the plan you had was not, was not as big and grand as what's actually on the other side. So, love y'all. Appreciate it. Before we leave, was able to capture some photos of something epic, and I want to share with you guys. So, besides the air show, these also things called tall ships came in. They're old sail ships. I actually think Italy's the oldest, but there's sail ships that came from around the world from different parts to celebrate in these festivities of 4th of July. And if you were in DC, and if you weren't in DC, that's totally fine. For 4th of July, bro, the fireworks display was epic. 45, it was like 40 minutes, and America did break the world record for the most fireworks. 85,000. Oh, was it 85,000? Something like that. Or 850,000. You might not like the guy, but shout out to Trump and the rest of the team, whoever designed that, because I even spoke to the fire department chief of DC, and they were sweating, bro. But shout out to everyone who really did put on a show. It was not just a presidential team effort. It was the boots and grounds of everyone, public safety, military, everything in between, and even the citizens, bro. It was, I think there was only four arrests in the DC out of millions, and three of them were like kind of because of their stupidity. Like, I was like, okay, okay. Like, the city wasn't on fire. The city was not on fire. So that was pretty cool. That was kind of cool to see. It's really cool to see. So the showman and the show went on, and it was incredible to be 30 years old, 31 to be exact, at the time of the 250th, because I'm able to appreciate now. And we'll see if the America lasts another 50 years, man. Because my mentor is 90 years old, and he was there for the 200th anniversary. He's he feels a little butthurt about it, but I was just like, I ain't tripping. I got every reason to trip. I ain't tripping. So it's going to be interesting to see what the next 50 years looks like, and I'll be 80 years old. And many people will have come and gone by then, but it's a pleasure to be here on this earth with them. So let me show you guys real quick the photos of the tall ships, and I was able to capture when I was doing some practicing. Dog, beautiful pieces of machinery. Oh, here we go. Here's the. Oh yeah, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, man. Yeah, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. Boom. Yep. Let's do this. Finally, something's working right. Let me not say that, because before something stopped working right. Oh, that's not how that works. I don't want that there. W in the chat for bucks, bro. W in the chat for bucks. Facts. Let me show you guys. This was an incredible scene I got for what I got with the drone, and I think I like the only person that has it. So come explore these as I put on a song real quick. So put on a song real quick. Trying to find on something like chill. Sure. What does this sound like? How many chances? Nope, I don't want that. I'm just gonna go to my streaming playlist, and then we're gonna play something nice. Yep, this works. This is Germany.
My heart's beating, my heart's running fast. I'm trying to hide it. Feels like it is best to look inside. 'Cause I don't want you to feel bad for me.
Before I continue, when I saw the crew of the German ship, I saw the baddest blonde hair, blue eyed white girls. I said, "Oh my God."
Sister, wait for me. Been too long since I saw your face. And brother, call me. 'Cause when I feel small, I always miss
Nice.
my family. Tonight,
Beautiful
I
ships.
miss my
Beautiful
family.
ships. Wow.
Having trouble falling asleep. The silence makes the noise so much louder.
Nice. Let me show you Italy's. Oh, yes. Hold up. Check out this scene, bro. Check out this scene. Beautiful ship with the Baltimore Harbor in the background. Hey, you can't tell me that I'm not a good artist, bro. Then I'm going to slap you and say you a liar. You a damn lie, just like the devil. Hey, Bucks. This was the Key Bridge, man. Shout out to the Key Bridge. Looking forward to the next one. Rest in peace to the family, the family members, or rest in peace to the workers that perished during that day. Nice. Ah, look at that scenery. There's a scene in there's a scene in The Wind Waker. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And it's where Link, you're playing as Link, and give me a second. You're playing as Link, and you got to go find your sister. You got to go find your sister because she's been captured by Ganondorf. So you got to go find your sister, and you could hop on a boat on a pirate ship. And then the last thing you see is, before you leave Outset Island, is everyone saying bye to Link. He turns around and distraught. He's like, "Damn, I gotta leave my land. I gotta leave my land. Gotta leave my land." And he takes a second. He steps away, and he's like, "You know, I got to do this. I got to do this." He runs back to the mast, not the mast, this part of the ship, whatever this is called, the front, and just I'll see you again. You don't go back to Outset Island until almost halfway, or 3/4 into your journey away. But when you come back home, you come back strong as fuck. Triforce on your hand, Master Sword ready to go, ready to slay demons. And sometimes that's what life is like. You gotta leave home to slay some demons. So I take these pictures and I look back and I'm like, these sailors had to do the exact same thing for the countless centuries. Look back at the shore and be like, I might not be back, but I'm gonna try. And I'll be stronger than ever. This is a beautiful picture of the Peruvian ship. Oh my God. Freaking epic. Let me take a, yeah, there we go. Man. Freaking epic. Last one, then I gotta go because I gotta go to the gym. I'm already an hour behind. Let's see what the Italians look like. Let me show you what the Italian ship looks like. Trying to figure this out. How come it's not working? God damn it. Display capture, window capture. There we go. Beautiful piece of machinery. Beautiful piece of machinery. There we go. Ah, better, way better. Nice. I was able to witness something that great. One of the most beautiful ships in the world, apparently. I just wish they had their sails open. Now it would have been lit. Let me show you guys 1 sec. Yes. One of my prize shots. One of my prize shots right here. Yep. Epic. Epic. But I could bore you with pictures all day. Damn. Nice. Domenico Vespucci. That's such an Italian ass name. And on that note, I love y'all. And peace.